You know, I'm really beginning to feel my age when it comes to church work. I just want to sit back, rest, and do nothing.
Oh, yeah. Now that I'm retired, I get the feeling sometimes that I'm really not needed anymore, and especially in the church.
I get that same feeling. I've been teaching Sunday school for years, and I'm burned out. I'm tired. I think I'll just quit and let someone else do it.
Now, wait a minute, everybody. Don't you realize what you're saying? You won't be retiring from the church. You'll be retiring from the Lord. Why, at this stage in your lives, you finally do have time to be of more service to the Master. Let me share with you what I believe God wants you to do right now. Now let me tell you what my desire is for you through worship and service to others. Did you catch some of the things in that song that are important? Meeting for worship, praying, witnessing, and helping others. Let's take a moment and hear from some others about what they're doing for the Lord.
There are three things concerning prayer that I believe best summarize what it means to me. First, I consider prayer to be the highest privilege that has ever been extended to me. Because I live on this side of the cross of Jesus, I have been issued an open invitation to enter with confidence into the holy place by his blood, through the new and living way that he has made for me through the veil of his flesh. Because he is my high priest in heaven now, I have not only been invited, but I've been encouraged to come boldly to the throne of grace and to ask for mercy and for grace to help in the time of need. This great privilege of entering into the presence of God and conversing with him one-on-one at any time, day or night, is one that I don't want to neglect or take for granted. Second, prayer is for me a basic necessity. Jesus said in Luke 18:1, men ought always to pray and not faint. One translation of that says men ought always to pray and not cave in. I find that when I leave off praying for even a very short time, that's inevitably what happens. I cave in. One of my favorite verses is Psalm 62:8, which says, trust in him at all times. Pour out your heart before him. What an invitation. God is a refuge for us. That means he is a place of safety. This is the aspect of prayer that David called dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, or abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. This is the place of prayer that I cannot live without, and without which I will cave in. It's absolutely necessary for me to come to the secret place where I can be completely myself with God, completely honest, and yet know that I am completely loved. I can bring all of my questions, all of my griefs and sorrows, all of my difficulties and struggles, and find that there really is grace to help, and there really is a shepherd who is able and willing to restore my soul. Third, I believe that prayer is the greatest adventure that I have ever found in life. When I pray, something always changes, either me or the situation or the person for whom I am praying. Because to pray is to live in the realm of the supernatural and the miraculous. It amazes me, too, that God wants me to get involved with him through prayer in what he is doing in the earth. He is willing to release his power into the lives of others if I will enter into intercessory prayer for them. James 5:16 is a great encouragement to me because it says that the fervent, effectual prayer of a righteous man availeth much. This says to me that the best thing I can do for any person or for my city or for my nation is to grow in my ability to pray fervently and effectively. God promises that this kind of prayer will avail much. There's really nothing I can do for anyone that will benefit them more than to pray for them.
I love to witness. It's a joy in my heart to go out and tell people about Jesus. And Hugh, old Hugh, is my partner.
We go door to door, and we give testimony and do church visiting. We also check on the church visitors we've had the prior Sunday.
Well, we even train church visitors and do visitations ourselves.
And we do evangelistic special projects, boy, and like having block parties and things of that nature. And who can forget the annual Fred Randles chili supper?
We provide witnessing teams for mission work in this country and also in foreign lands.
And there are a host of other projects that are waiting for volunteer workers, just like you.
To minister. There are many people hurting and enduring difficult times in their lives today, and they're all around us. We have the privilege of doing a number of things to minister, but some of those would be to go to the nursing home and visit residents there, or those in retirement homes, or even to visit jails and prisons and talk to the inmates. You know, we don't have to be formally trained as Bible teachers, musicians, or medical personnel, but we can give a smile and a hug and lift the spirits of a person today. And that's a real ministry in itself, I know.
Sweet Lord, have mercy on my joy is manual service, such as home repair and yard work for the aides. And I may have to get an unlisted telephone number. I don't know. Oh, and do minor church repairs. And I have a big garden, and I like to share it with my neighbors and friends. But my I know all this, you know. But oh yeah, yeah. I got bring vegetables. Oh, and I've got peach trees, and I'll bring y'all some. Okay. But construction work in the home and foreign missions, that's my favorite.
Well, just like the way he enjoys construction work, there's some of us that really enjoy going on mission trips. And those of us that are retired have done that, and we've stayed for weeks at a time.
Well, my joy is similar to manual service, but a little bit different. You see, we work in different parts of the church and other areas of the church. We stuff envelopes and we answer the telephone. We have to count the money. We work in the clothes closet, in the food pantry, and we even keep the nursery during visitation, things like that.
There's a camaraderie in this group that I can think you can see it, or feel it. Pastor learned just a little while ago that they're pretty hard on the group, on each other. They just have a great time together. But that's one thing that makes this so special is because they're so special and they love to be together. And they do love to tease each other. And yes, Tom, you do need an unlisted phone number. I don't know, though. Hollywood probably won't be calling tonight. He said it's the television lights. That's what got him all messed up.
our kind and loving word. You have the message, so let it be heard. Go help someone today.
Many have burdens too heavy to bear. Grief is the portion of some everywhere. Help somebody today.
Some are discouraged and weary in heart. Someone the journey to heaven should start. Help somebody today.
Wow, it really makes sense to get involved. We really need to volunteer for service, not retire.
Speaking of volunteers, we volunteered several months ago to do this choir program presentation and to have it recorded for Benson Music Company out of Nashville. We worked for weeks, several days a week, for hours, and felt prepared and in some areas and not prepared in others. But then the recording staff came from Benson, and we've spent 2 days recording. After that was over, I think we were all tired, and just to be funny, I rewrote some words to a song. The last song is All Day Long I've Been With Jesus. It has been a glorious day, and it was. All of this was a glorious experience, but I thought it'd be fun to rewrite the words, and they came out 2 days long, we sang for Nashville. We were tired, our eyes were red, but when they need their next recording, we'll all volunteer to sing for Fred. But seriously, one of the words that comes from the real song, it has been a glorious day, and it was a glorious experience for us, but it's a glorious experience because we did it for the glory of God.
The Lord, the sweeter life becomes. Well, this has really been a very special night for the church. This is one of the few times in my life when I can honestly say that I had the best seat in the house. It's just wonderful to be a part of a church that can come together and enjoy 2-year-olds singing and turn around and be blessed by our senior adults singing for us. There's a real sweet spirit and harmony in this church. We give God the glory and the praise for that. But these people behind us are a big part of that. It's their sweet spirit and their willingness to work and do all that they do without complaining that really makes this church so special. So I want to say to you, thank you. We love you all very much. One more time.